So we're going to go back over and use our rules, the rotation rules, to rotate figures. So this first figure, we're going to rotate 180 degrees. So if we remember, the rule for 180 degree rotation is negative x, negative y. So the original point, which is xy, is now going to become negative x, negative y. And so here we have J. We're going to write down where this is our pre-image. So point J is at negative 4, 4. And K is at 2, 2. And L is at negative 4, 0. So if we rotate this figure 180 degrees counterclockwise, so we're going to go 1, 2. Point J, J prime is going to now be at, using that rule, we're going to change both signs, so it's going to be 4. The negative 4 is going to become positive 4, and this positive 4 is going to become negative 4. So J prime is going to be at 4, negative 4. That would be down here. K prime, well, K was at 2, 2, so K prime is going to be at negative 2, negative 2. That would be right here. That's a really big point. And then L prime, negative 4 is going to become positive 4. So this is going to become positive 4, and 0 just actually stays 0. So that's going to be at 4, 0, which is right here. And then you can see here is your triangle that you've rotated 180 degrees. The next, number 2, says 90 degrees counterclockwise. So our rule for 90 degrees counterclockwise is negative y, x. You can see that right here from the original rule. So first we need to record the coordinates of A, B, C, D of our pre-image. So A is at 2, 5. B is at 2, negative 1. C is at 4, 0. And D is at 4, 4. Okay, so A prime, where will A prime be? So A was at 2, 5, so we're going to take the y, which is 5, and move it to the front, and it's going to become negative. So A prime is going to be at negative 5, and then the x just goes to the back and stays the same. B prime, the y is going to come to the front and become the opposite sign. So this negative 1 right here is now going to be positive 1. And then the x stays the same and goes to the back. So it's going to just stay a 2. C prime, well, 4, 0. The 0 is going to come to the front. Can't have a negative 0, so I'm just going to leave it 0. And then the 4 goes to the back and stays the same. On D prime, the y comes to the front and changes signs, so that's going to be a negative 4, and then the 4 just goes to the back. This 4 just goes to the back and stays the same. And that would be the coordinates of our new rotated figure. So if I plot those, A prime is going to be at, let me do a different color, negative 5, 2 right here. 0, 4 is right here. 1, 2 is B prime. And D prime is at negative 4, 4. I don't have time to draw this. So here's my quadrilateral after rotating it 1 turn 90 degrees counterclockwise. Okay, a 90 degrees clockwise rotation. Well, since all our rules are counterclockwise, which rule is 90 degrees clockwise? Well, that's the same as 270 counterclockwise. So the rule for 270 counterclockwise is y negative x. So that's the rule for 90 clockwise also. So this is the rule that we're going to use for this quadrilateral. So E, I'm going to write down my original coordinates of my pre-image. So E is at -5, -2. F prime, or excuse me, F, just F, is at -1, -3. G is at 1, -2. And H is at -3, 0. So we're going to use this rule, y negative x, and apply it to these coordinates to get the rotation. So E prime is going to be -2, +5, because I'm taking this point, the y comes to the front and stays the same. The x goes to the back, and you change the sign. So if I put a negative in front of a -5, it's going to become +5. F prime is going to become -3, +1. G prime, -2, -1. And then H prime would be 0, +3. So I'm taking the x value and changing its sign, and it goes to the back. The y comes to the front and stays the same. So E prime is going to be at -2, 5 up here. F prime is at -3, 1. G prime is at -2, -1. And then H prime is at 0, 3. Should be right here. So here is, this kind of looks funny. There is my rotated. We went 90 clockwise, so which is the same thing as 270. 90 clockwise is just one turn to the right, or you can think of it as 3 turns to the left, counterclockwise. Okay, the last one, we're going to describe the rule, write the rule to describe the rotation. So again, the first thing you want to do is locate the pre-image. Which one is the original one? Well, this is the original figure because it does not have the prime notation. So if you pick a point, I'll just start with E, and then here's E prime. And we always rotate counterclockwise, so we went from quadrant 2 to quadrant 3. This is quadrant 1, 2, 3. This is quadrant 4. So E went from quadrant 2, and E prime is in quadrant 3. So that's one turn. One quadrant is one turn, so that would just be 90 degrees counterclockwise, because we're going to the left in order of the quadrants, and the rule for 90 degrees counterclockwise would be -y x, and that is the rule. Okay. Hopefully you can understand this. If you need help, ask for help from your teacher. Thanks.